Welcome to the Dietitian Side Hustle Podcast. My name is Katie Dodd, and I'm a nutrition entrepreneur. I spent 7 years as a side hustler before diving into entrepreneurship full time. Before making the leap, I was bringing in 6 figures through my side hustle. If I can do it, you can too. This podcast is for dietitians, interns, and students who want to be inspired to start or perfect the side hustle of their dreams. Let's do this. Hello and welcome to the 215th episode of the Dietitian Side Hustle Podcast, the most economical asset. Now, in today's episode, I'm going to be talking about lots of different things, but high level, I'm going to be talking about how you can create the most economical asset that makes you money day after day, month after month, year after year. So let's dive into this discussion. I just recently got back from my Smart Success Healthcare Inner Circle Mastermind. Kind of a long name, but many of you know that I am in a business coaching program with my business coach, Greg Todd, and we meet once a quarter in person because golly, there's nothing better than in person when it comes to getting business strategy, working on our mindset, and building momentum for business. So when we were there together, we happened to be in Blue Ridge, Georgia at a place that my coach Greg had bought. And we were having this discussion about an asset. Now, an asset, there's lots of different definitions of what an asset is, but in a nutshell, an asset is something that holds value and makes you money. We often think of assets as I am buying real estate. We think of people who buy investment properties and they make money because they rent it out, maybe they Airbnb it, whatever that looks like. But there's other assets that people own and have that continue to make them money. So we're going to be talking about how in a minute blogging is actually an asset. And so when I was having this conversation with Greg, he was talking about how when I help healthcare professionals build blog businesses, what I'm doing is that I am helping them to create an asset. I'm helping them to create something that makes money. And he said something to me, which he said before, but sometimes you got to hear things over and over again before you hear it. But he reminded me that I'm helping people to build the most economical asset with the potential to make money online, whether they are there or not. And I'm like, yeah, I am. I love helping people build blog businesses because that is exactly what it does. So as we were talking about his property, he bought this, it's been about 2 years since he bought it. I've had the privilege of being there, I believe, 4 times now, and it is a beautiful property in Blue Ridge, Georgia, just a walk away from Lake Blue Ridge. It is beautiful. It is in the woods, in the hills, and it's a very modern, trendy little house. So Greg is very transparent talking about money. So he's like, you can tell your audience this stuff. Like, tell them people need to know more about this. So he invested $630,000 to purchase this home. That's a good chunk of change. I know most of us listening to this podcast, and I say me too, do not have the cash flow to put money down on a property of this value as a second home, as an investment property, whatnot, right? But that is how much money that this home cost, $630,000. Now, it is an asset. It absolutely is an asset. And Greg does rent this property out. It's on Airbnb. He does have like a third party manage it for him. So he's not like, dealing with the day to day. But he shared that to date, about 2 years in, he's made $25,000 in rental income through this asset, which is great. $25,000, that is mostly passive income. He did clarify, and I know I talk about this a lot when I talk about passive income. Passive income doesn't mean no work. It just means you're creating systems where you don't work as much, right? Minimal work. So when you own a investment property, you still have things you have to do, right? He shared before we actually came up, about a week before, there were some people in his property. They messed up the air conditioner and it was blowing out hot air. It's summer and he had a group of his students coming to this home. So he's like, oh my gosh, I need to get this fixed. So he did have to figure out how to get people there, how to get it fixed in time. And that was, time and money to get that fixed. So I just want to remind you, as we're talking about assets, like assets do take time. They can take money. It's just part of the process, right? So as we were talking about this discussion of, okay, he invested $630,000. I forget exactly how much the monthly mortgage would be. He did pay it off early, but I wrote it down somewhere, but it doesn't matter. You guys can imagine what the mortgage on a property like that would be, right? That's pretty spendy. thousands of dollars. I'm assuming it's probably around $3,000 for that property had he been paying a mortgage on it. So $3,000 a month, and he's made $25,000 over a 2-year period. And that is great. And we understand when you're investing in something like a house over time, as you pay down the house, and as the value goes up, as you could charge more, there's a lot of benefits long term, right? So really any asset, any type of passive income, it's like the benefits are more long term. It's not like you buy investment property and all of a sudden you're like, I'm rich, I'm here. It takes time. So we started comparing his asset, his home, to building a blog business because a lot of discussion was like, a lot of people don't have money to buy a house, a second house as an asset. But what do they have? Maybe they have time. Maybe they have passion. Maybe they have drive. Maybe they are ready to start an online business based in blogging. So we started looking at my blog, The Geriatric Dietitian. Now I've shared quite a bit, and I do this on webinars. I do it all over the place, but I did share the first 3 years of my blog. I shared passive income reports. So when I built my blog business, I was making some money, trading time for money, freelance writing, doing webinars, working with brands. But the sweet spot of my blog business is that passive income, where I'm not exclusively trading time for money. And through the Geriatric Dietitian, I make passive income in 5 primary ways. Ads on the website, that is the main moneymaker. Selling digital goods, selling ebooks and books on Amazon Kindle Direct Publishing, Amazon affiliates, and courses. So those are the 5 income streams on my blog. And I shared the first 3 years of income reports, and I added them up really quick, and it was just under or just about at the $70,000 mark. So when we actually compare the two, it's really interesting to look. So when we look at a blog business, you can start a blog buying the name, buying the website host for like under $100 for your first year. After that, it does go up a little bit, but still very, very affordable. Think of how much money people pay for a brick and mortar business, right? They have to pay rent, they have to pay utilities, they have to pay for trash, they have to pay for all of these different things. And when we're talking online business, online real estate, it's real cheap, right? So when I look at my blog business, I didn't spend a lot of money for paying for the website name. I pay for that every year. Paying for website hosting, I pay for that every year. But even when I add in the courses that I took, the memberships I joined, the coaching I did, I just kind of threw together some numbers looking at those first few years as I started blogging as a business. It was probably about $8,000 that I invested in my online business. Could I have done it on a shoestring? Absolutely. But I understood that by investing in myself, learning from people who have done what I wanted to do, getting my mindset right, all of those things, I was going to fast track my success. And I will tell you, I don't think I would have built my blog business as fast had I not invested that money. So $8,000 in that first 3-year period. But then again, let's compare that to how much money my blog made in passive income in those 3 years, just about $70,000. So thinking of Greg, my business coach's asset of buying a property, $630,000. He did pay off the mortgage, so that took a chunk of change, but if he was paying it, it'd probably be a few $1,000s every month. And in 2 years, he made about $25,000 in income through mostly Airbnb compared to a blog business. We're talking 3 years, 2 years to 3 years. Just keep that in mind. So 3 years of the blog business, say I invested about $8,000, made about $70,000. And here's the cool part. Both of these assets will continue making money day after day, week after week, year after year. So I hope this makes sense, and I hope that I'm describing it well. I'm looking at the time here. Like I've been babbling for 8 minutes, and I hope that I'm painting a clear picture for you guys to start thinking about assets differently. We think about an asset as, again, real estate. We think of it as like different investments that you might purchase. But there's other ways to build assets. There's other ways to create something that is of value that pays you money, including passive income, where it's just recurring income month after month. And when you look at the difference between those two examples that I shared, really blogging is the most economical asset. It is very low cost to create a blog business, and there is potential to make massive money online, whether you are there or not. I make money every single day in the Geriatric Dietitian, and I am hands off in that business. I spend very little time in it at all. I have an amazing dietitian who runs the blog for me, so it really truly is passive at this point. So when we look at the two, some of the bigger differences. I want to talk pros and cons of blogging as a business. Now, with blogging as a business, the one of the cons could be it takes a while. It takes a while to build a blog business and start making passive income. Now, there are plenty of ways that you can make money as you build your blog business. I mentioned earlier how in the beginning I utilized my skill as a freelance writer, someone who knew SEO, to do freelance writing for other people. I also did webinars and I worked with brands. So I was trading time for money while continuing to work on building my blog business. Now, a blog business is something that brings massive traffic and creates opportunities for making money through multiple streams of income, including passive income. So it does take time to build a blog. It can take Google, which is the main search engine, anywhere from 6 to 9 months to even start picking up your blog. It took the geriatric dietitian about 9 months before Google even started picking it up. From there, my traffic really did start to grow, which was so cool to see. So it took me about 17 months to start making good money through passive income. The first year, I share this on my blogging as a business webinar. I think I did a pop-up masterclass in the dietitian Facebook group, dietitian side hustle Facebook group. If you go there, it's September 2024. I think I did it like a week ago. So it's actually pinned right now if you're listening to this relatively live. If not, you can go search. You can always reach out to me too, like, hey, Katie, send me that information. I am an open book. I share all of those numbers. So the first year I made under $1,000 in passive income. The next year I made more. The last year I made like $50,000 in passive income, which is pretty darn good. And I continue to make money every month on this blog in passive income. So it does take time. It doesn't mean you just publish a website and all of a sudden you're rolling in the dough. It takes time. That could be a potential con. And one of the things too is that many people obviously listen to this podcast are side hustlers. So you have a full-time job, you have a family, you have a life outside of all this businessy stuff that you do. So when we look at the big picture, you're not just dedicating time, but also your attention and your passion and your interests. So there are a lot of things that you have to commit to building a blog business, 100%. And one of the things that I will say, and I won't get too much in the weeds, but I do think one of the bigger things when building any type of business is getting your mindset right. I think that it could be so easy to get caught up in our mindset to where we're stuck in perfectionism or we are stuck sabotaging ourselves to where we either never start or we never do the work we need to actually have a successful business. That is why I take online programs. That is why I have a business coach, because I understand the most important thing really is my mindset. But that's not what we're talking about today. We're talking about the most economical asset is a blog business. It allows you the ability to make money online, whether you are there or not. And con number one is that it takes time to build. But I also want to argue it takes time to make money through other assets like real estate, right? So another potential con is that, oh my gosh, I just lost my train of thought. What's another con? I'm trying to think. I'm like, is there any other con? I had a sticky note. Let's look at my sticky note. Okay. I think really that's the only con. The only con is that it takes time. But when I look at the picture of what do you have to offer? Many of us want assets. We want something that's making money to where we don't always have to be trading our time for money. We want time freedom. We want to use that money to give us back time so that way we can spend our time doing other things that we love to do. And when we look at this big picture of like, oh my gosh, all these other assets, they take money and I don't have that kind of money. Well, do you have some time? Do you have the passion? Do you have the interest? And if you do, building a blog business is incredible. So I guess that's my only con is time. Again, that's everything in life, right? Nothing is super easy, nothing is free, but everything is figure outable. But some of the pros of a blog business, it is super economical. Now, I'm just going to say this, and I hope that it makes sense. If you listen to the podcast, you know my heart. But for a lot of people, when they go down the path of building a blog business on their own, without working with someone, whether or not that is courses on how to do the thing or coaches to hold them accountable and help them to work through their mindset stuff, then unfortunately, they probably won't have success because we get stuck. We get in our own way, and these great ideas never come to fruition. So I do think that we do need to invest in ourselves if we truly want to grow a business, because when we do that, we're going to get there faster. And any journey of business, any entrepreneur can tell you this, there are ups and downs of business. When you're in the downs, you're like, who do I think I am? What am I doing? This is never going to work. And all of these negative thoughts in your head. And then again, you get in your own way and you never have success. So some people think like, I'm just going to do this on my own. I don't want to invest. I want to save money. But then the problem is they put in all this time, all this energy, and they never reach the other side where they are making passive income through their blog. versus people who understand this is something that I want so badly and I'm willing to invest in myself. And then they invest in the right program, the right coach, whatever they need, they do the work and they get to the point where they're making passive income. So I hope that makes sense. And I feel like that this conversation can get a little dicey because people are like, you don't have to, build money. You can Google things. You could do it for free. And 100% you can. But most people won't. And I also, when people say that, I always think about like as dietitians, right? Like you can Google nutrition information online too. But what do we recommend? Working with a dietitian, right? Because they are the expert in that space and you're going to have better results, all the things. So I hope that makes sense. I'll get off that little high horse right now. So even if you do invest, again, I spent about $8,000 my first couple years of blogging as a business. That is still so much cheaper than investing in real estate, right? And I created something that continues to make money. But let me tell you about some of the other pros. So some of the other pros of creating a blog business asset is that you are creating a business to make money through multiple streams of income. There is no limit to ascension. There is no limit to the amount of people that you can reach and the amount of money that you can make, the amount of services that you create, and all of the above. The only limit is you. Now, at some point, if you want to get crazy big, you will have to hire people. But that's really cool because then you've got this business, you're giving other people opportunities to work for you, and then you have more time freedom or freedom to do whatever you want. So the other benefit of it is that, honestly, you guys, blog businesses help people. They help people in massive ways. And I know that each and every one of you listening want to help people. That's why you got into this field. I think of my blog, The Geriatric Dietitian, and how I've been able to reach millions of people through this blog. It is absolutely bananas. Every single week, I get emails, I get comments from people who share, thank God I found your website. This article changed my life. I gotta tell you, that feels really, really good. When I was working for the VA doing home care, I didn't see a ton of patients because I was driving a lot all over Southern Oregon. Now, the patients I did see, of course, it was a blessing, but I reach more people in my blog every day than I probably would have in my entire career at the VA. It is crazy. So having a blog, it is a way to create an economical asset, but an asset that helps people. Now, does real estate help people? Sure. It helps people in a different way, right? If you are renting long term, you are giving a home for someone, right? You're being a good landlord, helping take care of them. If you are doing like an Airbnb, you're giving people a wonderful experience on vacation. Of course, that's helping. But I feel like, especially as healthcare professionals and dietitians, a blog business gives you the ability to help people in your space, in the area that you're so passionate about, the area that you were so passionate about, you went and got a degree and dedicated your entire career to this. So I feel like at this point I might be starting to babble. So I want to tell you a couple things about opportunities. I hope this makes sense. I hope that you're thinking a little bit different here of like, I could build my own asset, something that makes me money, something that helps people. And it's something where I don't have to have tons and tons of money up front. I just got to have passion. I got to have time and I got to have commitment. So what I want to share with you guys is my blogging accelerator program, platinum program. Now this episode is dropping on Wednesday. The doors are not open to this program, but they open tomorrow. Right now I am running the 3-day blog business challenge. Many of you are in it. I'm so excited. It actually starts today. I'm recording this episode on a Tuesday. It's going to drop on Wednesday. And then the doors to platinum open on Thursday. So we're currently in the middle of this 3-day challenge. At the end of the challenge, the doors to platinum will open and they will only be opened till September 11th. So this is a very short window that the doors will be open. The last time they were open was the beginning of this year, I believe February. I should know that off the top of my head. Now, this cohort that joins, only 20 people are joining. So it is a relatively small group. They'll join the bigger group, but this cohort is going to be relatively small. We already have 2 people in, so only 18 spots. Now, the reason I'm telling you guys this is because if you are thinking about building out a blog business, you want to work with me for the next year and beyond, if you are ready to do the thing, you don't got all this money to put down on buying a house investment, but you got some money to put down in building your blog business, then I want you to be aware that doors are open tomorrow. So I'm going to direct you to 2 places because I want to tell you more about the Platinum program and why it might be a good fit for you, but I also want to let you know, for any of you guys listening, if you're like, oh, this sounds cool, Katie, but I don't know, that's a lot of commitment, that's a lot of time. You might have your own set of like, oh, I don't think I could do this. I don't know what my niche is. My niche is too saturated. I'm just not good enough. I see other people have success, but that can never be me. If you're in your head about it, Or maybe you're in a situation of like, oh, now's not the best time. Life's just busy. I'm going to do it. But when life's less busy, if you have any of those little objections popping in your head, or even the money thing, you're like, Katie, I hear you. I hear you. I totally understand, but I don't have the money right now to do this. Now, that is a different conversation, but if you want to talk to me about is this program the right fit for you, you can go to blogstrategycall.com. blogstrategycall.com, and you can fill out a real quick application and apply for a free strategy session with me. Now, I only have so many slots, but if you are serious, then I would love to talk with you because we'll talk about all the things, right? Where do you want to be? Where are you now? What's holding you back? And is this program the best fit for you? One thing I hope that you guys could all tell from listening to the podcast is I'm not pushy. I don't want people in the program just to fill numbers. I don't want just to take people's money. I truly want to help people. And I promise you that when we get on these calls, it will not be pushy at all. You will go through the call and you will leave it with more clarity than when you came in. And you'll feel good about whatever decision you make, whether you choose to work with me or not. There is no like, oh, I'm so sorry I let you down, Katie. Don't worry. Seriously, if you are thinking about it at all, book a call with me. Let's chat and figure out if this program's a good fit for you. So let me tell you more about the program for those who are like, okay, Katie, forget it. I don't need to get on a call. I am in. So if you go to katiedodd.com, right now it won't be there, but on Thursday when doors open for Platinum, you will find the link to sign up for Platinum. So you can go sign up Thursday night when doors open at katiedodd.com. So let me tell you guys a little bit more about Platinum. So Platinum is designed to help you build out the most economical asset, a blog business, with the potential to make money online, whether you are there or not, the passive income. Looking at some of those high income transformations, you're either going to build your blog, or if you already have one, you're going to audit it to make sure it's ready to rock and roll. You are going to have the ability to drive massive traffic to your blog, the ability to make money now and later, because passive income takes a while, but we're going to go through all the ways that you can make money now, depending on your situation. And you're going to build out your path to passive income. And the best part is that you will have a blog business up and running without the overwhelm and confusion. I will be your guide. I will be your coach, and I've got lots of things that are included in the program that are designed to help you. So what you get when you join is that you get lifetime access to 3 courses. Now, I want to explain. You're going to get access to my community for a year, but you're going to get lifetime access to 3 courses. These 3 courses, first one's the blog builder, walks you through how to build the blog. And even if you already have a blog, it's still kind of helpful to go back and like figure out things of like, how do I add a page? It's a great resource. Next, you get the accelerator. The accelerator is a course that teaches you how to get clarity in your brand, how to learn SEO, how to get started with your blog business. It's all about building traffic. And then the platinum course is all about how to make money blogging. It is all about how to set up systems in your business, from email marketing to understanding the sales cycle to teaching you how to be a CEO, teaching you how to be a business person. So these 3 courses together, they teach you how to build a blog, how to build traffic, and how to build income. Lifetime access to the courses. You also get access to a year with me, being your business coach, where we have calls like clockwork every other week for a year to support you every step of the way. We also have a robust accountability and support program. When you join, you get connected with an accountability partner. We have this fun challenge every month where every time you write a blog article, your name gets entered into a fun spinny wheel. So you actually could win money to do the thing you signed up to do anyways. You also get comprehensive tools, templates, checklists, and resources. And what that means is I have created so many things over the years. Everything I created on my own blog journey, I'm giving to you because my goal is to help you do what I did faster, with less confusion and all the things. So I give you all of the tools that you need to have success. Now, you're also going to get, oh wait, I'm staring at a document to make sure I don't miss everything and I'm missing something. Oh yeah, this is new. You're also going to get the Blog Biz plan. And so what the Blog Biz plan is that you're going to be able to create a plan for the next year to successfully implement the program, create content, build traffic, and make money. So it's not like you just sign up for the program and you're like, what's next? You're going to have a plan so you know exactly what the next year looks like as you pursue your dreams relentlessly. Now, as some bonuses, you do get 1 year access to my platinum community. So this is a private Facebook group filled with other people just like you who are building out their blog businesses. It's a great place to ask questions, get support, all the things. And for people who join this cohort, the 20 people joining this cohort are going to get 6 months of office hours with me. And so what office hours are, my coach did this actually recently. I'm like, that's such a good idea. So essentially once a month, we'll just have an open open office hours where we all get together and work. If you have questions, I am there on Zoom and you can ask me questions. Because I think so much of what we need is just someone to pick their brain. Like, hey, Katie, does this look right? Hey, Katie, can you help me figure out that? Hey, Katie, can you help me with this? We just need these little personalized tweaks, personalized questions. So for this cohort, you're going to get 6 months of office hours with me. Now, that is what's in the program. I'm not going into the nitty gritty of every single detail. I know sometimes as dietitians, we're like, tell me all of the things. But just know that if you decide to join Platinum, the whole goal is that you build out the most economical asset, a blog business with the potential to make money online, whether you are there or not, aka that sweet passive income. I've mentioned that there are 20 spots available total, 2 are taken, so 18 left. Doors are going to close on September 11th, but they don't open until the 5th. Doors are open September 5th through 11th. The price is going up after the doors close. What else is in here? There are a couple of payment plan options. So if you're like, that's amazing, Katie, but capital is tough, I do have some payment plans available. And there's also a 2-week money back guarantee. So if you join the program and you're like all gung ho and you get in, you're like, oh gosh, this just isn't the right fit for me. 2-month money back guarantee. 2-week. 2-week money back guarantee, because that'll give you enough time to get in, figure it out, all the things. So that's the program. I am so excited, you guys. I am so excited for this next cohort. I'm so excited to be doing the Blog Biz challenge right now too. I've got to tell you guys, I know I've already talked about it, I've shared it with you guys, but this challenge is so much fun. I know some people in the challenge will move to Platinum. Some people won't, and that's okay. But what we're going to be doing over these next 3 days is helping people to get clarity in building out their blog business. And so I guess I just want to end this podcast episode by saying thank you. Thank you for being part of this community. For those of you who have joined my programs, whether or not it's the Challenge or Blogging Accelerator program, or maybe you've never bought anything from me, thank you so much for just spending time with me and for your support and even listening for these episodes if you're like, not the right fit. But again, if you do think it's the right fit, blogstrategycall.com. If you want to book a call with me, I want to emphasize that one last time. So just thank you all for your support. This is such a joy that I get to help other people build out their businesses, live their dreams, and live amazing lives that they never thought was possible. The life I live now, you guys, I never thought this was possible. The fact that I get to be home with my kids, I get to be present with them, I get to help people every single day through multiple parts of my business. It's a joy. It is a blessing, and I am so grateful, and I couldn't do any of this without you guys. So thanks for being here. Thanks for listening to the podcast. Thanks for your grace as I stumbled my words and said the wrong things 1,000 times on this episode, but done is better than perfect. So you guys have the very best week. For those of you who will be joining Platinum, I can't wait to work with you. And yeah, I'm excited for our next episode. Next week, we're going to be talking about the Dietitian Money Conference with Holly Larson. The week after that, we're going to have Christine Milmine on as we're talking about dietitian collaborations. And then the week after that, we're actually going to have a Blogging Accelerator program student, Danielle Peters. She is actually not a dietitian. She is an LPC, and she has a brand on copywriting. Oh golly, I'm butchering her business name, but she's going to be talking all about copywriting. So we've got some really wonderful interviews coming up for the next few episodes. And yeah, thanks for being here. And I'll see you guys next week on the podcast. Bye, guys.